Guys, how's everybody doing today? Just checking in for a moment to share kind of my thought and scripture for the day. I'm going to read it because I don't have it memorized. It's never been my forte. But those who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not be faint. Isaiah 40:28-31. So, in one of my rabbit hole quests, I guess you could say, on YouTube, I ended up coming across a video about baby birds and how they learn to fly. Little inside note, my original search was looking how to fry chicken legs. But it just goes to show how deep the rabbit hole can get. Anyways, moving on. So, these birds, they learn to fly by falling. They fall out of the nest, and out of necessity and fear and instinct, they eventually learn to fly. Well, that's not the part that gets me, okay? The part that gets me is the mama bird, okay? Mama bird, in most cases, will push the baby, the chickling, out of the nest. I think the video said like after a few days or a week maybe of hatching, she literally just pushes the chick out of the nest. I mean, that's equivalent to me saying, okay, Zoe, you're 3 years old now. I'm gonna need you to go out into the world, learn to adult, and good luck. See you later. I mean, we're not going to do that, right? I'm not. Y'all might. That's weird. But anyways, and although I don't believe that any of us would ever do that as parents, I do believe that we serve a God that does exactly that. And let me explain why I say that. I firmly believe from the bottom of my heart that God pushes us to places outside of our comfort zone, outside of our operating sphere that we're comfortable with, or we make choices in our free will that puts us there. And in turn, we fail. We fall. Just like the bird falls out of the nest, we fall. Unlike the bird, though, we have the most gracious and merciful hands of God that we fall into when we fall. And it's in the midst of that fall that He catches us, He restores us, He strengthens us, and He shows us how to fly. He shows us how to soar. See, God made us way back when. I mean, before we were even in the womb, before we even were a thought, God made us. So He knows what He put in us. He knows our purpose. He knows our talents, our strengths, our weaknesses. He knows all that. He knows it all. Unlike the baby bird, much like the mama bird knows that the baby bird will learn to fly. It knows out of instinct that eventually it'll spread its wings and it'll learn to fly. And just like God, just like our Father in heaven, He knows the same thing. He knows what He put in us. He knows the gifts that He gave us, and He knows that in the right circumstances, in the right conditions, and with the right education and wisdom from Him, we're going to fly as well. So take heart. Your failure's not for nothing. If you are facing some failure, I'm going to read one more verse here for you real quick. Like an eagle that stirs up its nest, that flutters over its young, spreading out its wings, catching them, bearing them on its pinions. God is spreading out His wings to catch us. And in turn, He's going to teach us how to fly. So take heart if you have any failure going on, if you come to a season where you made a mistake, if you come to a season where you're uncomfortable, where God's calling you out of something old and putting you into something new and you're afraid of failing, take heart, because you have to fall in order to learn to fly. Otherwise, you're just walking around like everybody else. And we want to be up here soaring like eagles. Guys, I love you all. I challenge you to tell somebody you love them, and I challenge you to pray for them. Okay? Have a great Saturday. Blessings.